The Putco bus strike matter has been postponed in the Labour Court to the 1st of February 2023. Putco management had approached the court in a bid to force drivers to stop the ongoing wage strike. Now, it's been a week since the drivers downed tools, demanding a 6% salary increase. It's also understood the bus company is owing its workers bonuses dating back to 3 years ago. Drivers say they will intensify their strike until their demands are met. My colleague Pule Jones has been reporting on this as well today from the Labour Court. He's joining us now here on Today to bring us the latest. Good afternoon, Pule. Just let us know. We know that Transport Union Satau was in court. Tell us about that.
Well, quite interesting developments there unfolding from the Labour Court here in Johannesburg. Essentially, what the lawyers representing Putco are saying is that the unions, of course, there, including Satau and, of course, Numsa, should reprimand the disgruntled bus drivers who are currently on an unprotected strike. They're saying that, furthermore, the unions should distance themselves from the strike. This, of course, amid regarding the ongoing talks between Putco and the unions. Putco is of the view that commuters are being affected. Thousands of commuters cannot take the Putco transportation, and therefore this is quite problematic. They're saying it's unlawful and dismissible. Those are some of the submissions that are made before the Labour Courts. And Satau believes that as much as, Putco lawyers are saying they should distance themselves from the strike, they believe that they will be supporting the angry bus drivers and they will be coming up with some of the amicable solutions, Bradan, to speak to the bus drivers to see how they can assist them in resolving some of their issues. Perhaps we can listen to what one of the Satau leaders had to say to us earlier on when we spoke to them minutes after the court session.
Made it clear to the court that we have spoken to our members and we've asked them to not partake in the work stoppage. And what has happened today is that Putco has come to court to ask us to do more than we have done already. They are asking us to distance ourselves. They're asking us to tell workers to go back to work, and we've made it clear to the court that we've already done that, and we don't see what it is more than what we've already done that we can do. But what we do want to say is that we are still open to have a roundtable discussion with management of Putco, and we call Putco to come to the table to have discussions with us because we did not start this and we cannot control. We cannot remove physically people from picketing because they know their rights, they know what is happening, and that is why we are in this situation, and we are saying whatever the court has ordered us to do, we are going to do it. But we don't think that this is the solution to the ongoing problem between the workers and Putco.
Now, Pule, you also spoke to the other trade union, Numsa. What did they say about this matter?
Yeah, well, they're saying that this matter stems from 2020. The Putco had initially put a 6% increment on the table, then retracted that. They believe that is quite wrongful to do. But at the very same time, according to documents that they've seen, they believe that Putco does have the financial capacity to meet the demands of the disgruntled bus drivers, which of course includes a 6% salary increment. One must say that the branches that are currently on this unprotected strike includes the Roslyn and of course Dobsonville Putco branch. The rest are continuing with work operations. However, those branches who are striking are also defaulting and quite honestly, Braden, are affecting the transportation system that's currently supposed to be going on within those particular areas which I've mentioned as well. But most importantly also the unions are saying they had persuaded Putco to speak to the bus drivers and find a solution. They're not supporting the unprotected strike. However, they will support the workers with some of their demands, and they believe that Putco should come to the table and lead the negotiations to finally put an end to the strike. Perhaps we can take a listen to what Numsa had to say regarding this matter.
This is why workers are angry, because they're saying, how dare you keep going to court, claiming poverty, when your finances do not back it up, when the exemption committee has said to you that you can afford to pay this money, you are just dragging this whole process, possibly for the duration of the wage agreement, so that you don't have to apply to pay. And this is why we're saying that they're selfish, we're saying that they're greedy, and this is why as Numsa we've made a call that the Department of Transport must stop subsidizing Putco. Why subsidize Putco with taxpayer money when these executives just pocket the monies for themselves and they don't do anything to try and give back to workers?
So you can hear there, Pule, really from Numsa's perspective, how they are feeling about it. Your sense now that the matter has been in court, what should we expect in this legal battle while the workers on the ground, as we saw a short while ago when we crossed live to the Putco depot in New Canada and Soweto to Nqobile Madlala, they say they're going to carry on.
My sense is that, the bus drivers need to meet the management. There has to be a solution going forward. That's what they want. They want to talk. They're willing to end the strike, but they want to talk. They want to know if the 6% increment can be implemented. They want to know if there's a way forward in resolving their issues. Quite possibly so, with the documentation we've seen as well, it seems as though Putco is within that financial capacity to do so. However, they need to negotiate with the unions and see how they can essentially help the bus drivers on the ground. Because if that does not happen, it means this unprotected strike may continue for the next couple of days. However, Putco and the unions will have to discuss, and in 5 days' time also try to update the courts as to how this process is ongoing as well. But most importantly also, the feel we're getting on the ground, the bus drivers, is that they will be willing to now disrupt even BRT services, which includes the Rea Vaya operations, if their demands are not met. So you can imagine, you get a picture as to how this transportation supply chain could be disrupted if there isn't any meaningful conversation or talks that come to the table and put an end to the strike. So the next couple of hours, days, will be interesting to see what goes on. You understand that a couple of representations have been made by some of the disgruntled bus drivers. This is something Putco is looking into. They are saying workers must go to work, but hopefully they may come to the table and finally come up with solutions as to how they can meet each other halfway, mediate, and finally resolve this issue.
Thank you very much, Pule Jones, for that comprehensive update. Outside the Labour Court, where earlier Putco and some trade unions were involved in a court case. Putco wants the court to interdict the strike, and the unions say the workers will carry on until their grievances have been addressed. Now,